Welcome back to Workers and Resources. We're back in our musical republic, trying to build and construct a new town. And we will need a crude fire station for that. So we are trying to set up a bus route full of a bunch of personal cars that are going to act as delivery vehicles for workers for this fire station. And then hopefully we can start building the settlement, because it's going to be somewhat complex. The main complexity of this one is going to be that we have to place the houses before we place the roads, and I want it to be quite high density, which will make it tricky to plan, because we can't just place down the road network, place the houses next to it. It is a little bit tricky, to say the least, but we do have time. Should be doable. Alright. We have our bus route planned. We'll assign all the vehicles here. And we'll let these ones drive off instantly. And then we'll see if we need more vehicles or not. We have up to 16 vehicles planned. It is quite a long drive through our republic. Hopefully they can get there. We'll see. The wire right next to the town might cause a few concerns for people, but they shouldn't be complaining that much, I guess. We still have to plan a smaller settlement over here, just to make sure this switch doesn't go out of business. We can't have bridges, but we do. I guess we could have a tunnel. Maybe we could plan a tunnel here and then have a maintenance office in the harbor instead of a settlement in this area. There's supposed to be a tunnel for the rail network and a tunnel for the road infrastructure going through this. But yeah, road construction seems to be going quite well. Don't have any construction offices here, so every construction I have to go ahead and assign. It's gonna take a bit for the road construction, but then we can do a mass assignment for all the other construction. Just really need to make sure we do have enough firefighters. I'll drop all the cars here. I really want to make sure nothing burns down. And the route from Segadoara is the shortest one, but it's still probably going to be more than 600 seconds. Maybe even 1200 seconds. It is quite the road trip. All the way back. But we do have a pretty good road network. So hopefully they don't complain too much having to drive from here along the highway. And hopefully they can refuel. There are plenty of gas stations around, so that shouldn't be a problem, I would think. We're also building the rail line down here. They still have to build a tunnel, but can continue with the rail construction down this alleyway. And then we need to think about the harbor area after the settlement. I did get feedback a little bit for the container facilities. And the container unloading station should become really useful soon. Because we tested it in the beginning, and you can basically specify the export warehouse that is already included in the container unloading station, what it should hold. So you can say 5% crops, 5% food. And right now it doesn't work as well, because it does stop unloading when it tries to unload the containers in order. So if you deliver 20 containers of crops and 5 containers food, and the food containers arrive last, it'll try to unload as many crops as possible. But if you have set a limit for crops, it'll stop. And then it won't unload the food containers, even if it does have space. But with the change, it should prioritize... Oh, there's food shortage here. It should prioritize what to unload. Why do we have a food shortage? That is curious. It might be people that lived somewhere else and moved here, having a food shortage. Can't really No, it seems to be affecting everyone. Oh, okay. No, it is here. We need to assign people to work here. They all have too much education and they feel like they don't need to work in the grocer anymore. So we will redo that assignment to get at least like 6 to 7 people to work in this area, and everyone will have the ability to buy food if they need to. We do have to rework this. But yeah, in order. We do have electricity here now, so it might be time, since it's the mid of summer, to change this area up. I don't think we have a full-scale demolition office here. I don't think we have a demolition office at all anymore, and might have to set another one up. We have to take down the electric wires and hook them up to our new power transformer, which gets electricity that way. And at some point it also has to hook up into an oil power plant, which might be closer to here, further away from the city, at least a kilometer basically. Might be doable with 800 meters, or maybe up here. Excuse me, that was Steffen, not me. Hello, Steffen. But yeah. Oh, it looks like the new one is up. That one is much more easy to see. I think that looks better, way better. I was thinking of maybe taking off more of the neck, like so you cannot see the neck around it. Maybe I'll do that. That would clean it up a little bit more. I think that would be better. Maybe you agree. So you only see the beard and the expression. So yeah, the same as it is right now, but take off the neck basically. Do what you need to do. Okay. Anyway, we need a demolition office. But yeah, it does look much better. It's larger, so you can see it more easily. I felt like the other one was too small, but it was a good facial expression for an emote. But that is not for this stream, that is for another time. Right now, we need to plan the demolition here. And this area will be without electricity for a bit. Everything here except workers which come from this area. We will... I guess we'll start with Western vehicles. Even in this area. Do I not have terraforming equipment here? I do have terraforming equipment. So we do have an excavator already. The bus is on its way, and then a bunch of waste trucks. Well, I shouldn't have bought them in the depot, but I guess I bought them there, so I'll have some waste trucks here. Yeah, that emote looks good. Gotta say, now it is the right size. Now it looks okay. Okay. So demolition can happen. We'll try doing the wires first for our oil, I think. Because that doesn't affect anything, and it'll basically be the test if everything will work with the reconstruction efforts. So both of these power lines, please demolish them. And the demolition office will have a search radius of 3 kilometers. I don't think the power lines can be demolished with an excavator though. They will need the buses first. Or maybe they can. They do have... yeah, they can. So that'll go fairly quickly too. And we also do the scrapyard. And then the last one would be the town itself. Do all of them. And we can hook them up fairly easily. I could also... I could also reuse the power lines, I guess. No, I'm gonna draw them new. I need to make sure there's room here. There was something in the way. The... what was it? Something was in the way. I forgot. There was a reason why I wanted to demolish them. Oh, there was... oh yeah, the rail line. This one was in the way for the rail line to go into the warehouse area. That was the whole reason. I think we'll do the town electricity next year in May to give us a little bit of a safety net. Maybe the emote is fine. Nah, it should be changed. Why am I constantly looking at that emote? I should be focusing on our republic. Road construction over here is ongoing. I guess we could assist this by providing some dirt roads to build these ones at the very least. We can build this. This road is not defined yet, so this can be used as an attachment point to further build that area. And over here we have a waste storage. I'm not sure yet if it's going to connect from this side or if we just hook it up to the main road. But I wanted to make sure it's actually planned out for the houses over here. Since we can have footpaths through this, I guess it would be fine having it connected to the main road, and maybe this footpath is unnecessary. Maybe we can just get rid of that instead. Let's say waste storage for these houses connects over here. And we have to redo the footpaths again. Yeah, that could be a possibility. And the houses from here can either connect with the footpaths from this side or through the main road. Whichever it prefers. Alright, could also start housing constructions now, I guess. We'll try and stick with infrastructure, get all of it up. Build the houses a little bit later. Let's make sure our fire station is well supplied with workers too. We also need electricity. We don't have electricity for our pump jacks, so there are bound to be traffic jams here now. We'll have to wait for our waste trucks to arrive before we can make sure that they all get demolished properly. They already have arrived. Cool. We'll use... I think this should probably have a substation. Because there is potentially a lot more oil here and I don't want to draw too many power lines, so I think we'll plan for a substation in this area for medium voltage. And this one doesn't need a lot. This one can be a small scale power line. But we'll provide the highest medium voltage that we can to the switch. That should do that. This one has not been demolished yet. Well, it has been demolished, the waste hasn't been removed yet. And our scrapyard too. Executive decision, we are going to demolish the power line in Colata too. We will have to deal without be without electricity for a bit. We're going to make this high priority and hope that the excavator will do its job quite quickly. because we will have to dig a power line to that, and it will take a little bit. I should move those old excavators out and move the new Western vehicles in. We'll do that. We do have a vehicle depot and another excavator spare. These ones are obsolete. Excavator is heading here right now. It's only 70. Oh, it's a Mars bus. Oh, right, this one cannot be dug out with an excavator. Hello, Shariashu. Welcome. We are reworking Kolata today, a little bit at least, hooking up the proper power. And they've started. Oh, they've demolished this power line now. We can demolish this one, and we can also demolish that building later. Excellent. Hello, Mega Monkey. Welcome. We will provide it with the highest underground wire as soon as it's done. I forgot what power line we had here. We don't need that much. Underground wire should be sufficient. We'll place it underground and about here. The scrapyard can wait a little bit. Okay, a train being stuck, the passenger train is a little bit concerning. What's your problem? Oh. Okay. This train has decided that it unloaded everyone here and it would like to turn around. But it can't. So we will have to leave the load commands in here. I mean, there shouldn't be any people here, but we need to leave the load commands in here so it continues driving the whole line. At least on the last station. We need to leave the load command in the chemical plant on the return trip. Okay, that is a concern. Trains are a little bit too smart for us. That should hopefully work. Now it's completely empty, but since it has a load command for this stop again after visiting the coal mine, it should just stick to its schedule. Hopefully. Iron ore and iron mine processing working quite well. This one just needs a little bit of gravel. This one is being demolished reasonably well. Do we have enough workers for it? Let's make sure we send more workers to the bus stop. So our demolition office can actually do its job. We'll tell 60 workers to go here. I don't want to get stuck until end of October with no electricity. And no heating for that reason. Maybe a little bit late in the year to do such a thing, but we should have enough workers. Should be doable. Especially now with the bus stop hopefully being slightly more filled with workers to pick up. 60 work days. Need a few more workers than that. That's looking much better. Yeah, that's looking okay. And the construction shouldn't take as long. Excavator can dig it out and then laying the power line should hopefully be not too difficult. And more workers. Nope. Oh, different bus route, right. Yep, those traffic jams are fine. Kolata is unhappy because of lack of electricity. I could have built another substation, but it's Kolata. They're not a large town yet, so they'll have to wait. It's a little bit dark here. The only light we're seeing right now is The run from the water substation for some reason and all of the vehicles. Maybe the water substation light comes on if they actually have water in the substation, I don't know. Okay, that should be enough workers to finish that demolition. Second of our chemicals, sure. Railroad electric connection, that means we might have an overloaded rail network if they don't have electricity. Unless the other electric connections can compensate. We do have multiple electric connections, so it should not shut down our network. Yeah, they're still running. And also the fire stations are fairly close to those connections. Made sure that we are running a relatively reduced risk of running into a problem. In that regard, without a functioning gas station, this vehicle can't refuel, so we need to drop down a gas station that doesn't require electricity and fill that up. I hope we still have fuel. We have a little bit of fuel left. Unload here. Sorry. Yes. No, that's right. Go here. There you go. Almost had a crisis. Almost. Electricity is kind of important. Just waste pickup and then we can hook up the new power line. We have 2 trucks. We have to bring it to the customs house. Shouldn't hopefully take too long. Over here, I believe we can also have more pump jacks eventually. If not more pump jacks, just the ability to maybe move out to different areas with wires. So here as well there will be a switch to hook up multiple connections. Okay, get that wire down too. Construction done, which means the demolition is probably done. So we need the new power line going here. And we have to abide by the terrain a little bit. Yep. That one will have the high priority. Hopefully they can build that fairly quickly, so we can restore electricity. And now that that one has been built, we can also bring down the railroad connection to this area. The station is so long, we don't need to worry about that. Giving it extra distance here. It will hold all of the trains that we will throw at it. So just connect these together. Connect these together, and that should be good enough. And then maybe, if we have a delivery going to this area. I guess we do have that over here. So yes, the trains. Okay. Change of plans. Remove that. Remove this connection. Okay. Power line. All the resources have already been brought here. But I do think, well, we can have the railroad go through here instead. It's fine. It's fine. We can make it work. Wrong light, wrong side. And then it'll pick the lane here and go through this area instead. We just clean up the connection here a little bit. And hopefully it'll look a little bit better. That looks okay. Alright. We have to have enough distance here to put signals on all of these, but it seems like that will not work. Ah, what a shame. Well, we'll just lengthen the outside lanes a little bit, and then we have room for signals. No problem. Kidding me. Okay. A little bit shorter. There we go. And there we go. So buggy when trying to do small lengths. Well, there are engine limitations, I guess. Oh, I had it paused. My bad. It's a helicopter simulator engine, I think, that was turned into a strategy game, which is awesome. Yeah, Colata has a few issues. But we're working around that. We are giving them electricity soon. If you look up the developer, they do have a helicopter flight simulator, and it's the same engine. The same base level of engine. So they did do a game before Workers and Resources. Yep. Where is the power line? Okay, that's quite a bit of digging out. And they don't have an excavator. You have to drive over there yourself. At least he's driving to the right construction site, so that's nice. Still have to upgrade the road here through here. But let's focus on the electricity. For now we have 2 months until this needs to be done. Autumn has started. Do a few more road construction projects here. Kinda wish we had the option to say select everything that is a road instead of like ignore buildings, basically is what I'm trying to go for here. So we can just drag and drop and build all the roads, then all the footpaths, etc. There we go, much faster. That'd be great, but they still need access to the site to be able to assign it. Yeah, yeah, of course. I just mean like, if I want to drag and drop over here, I don't want it to assign buildings. If I planned this out with dirt roads, for example, and then I wanted to build all the pedestrian footpaths, maybe. I don't know. Well, we're still building, as we should. Not as fast as we could, but we're still doing stuff. Don't have any construction offices over here. We do have to plan for construction offices, also a repair station. It's quite a good number of firefighters here, so the bus route is quite good. It's over 600 seconds, which would be 10 vehicles. We're about 13 vehicles, we have 16. Seems to be reasonable, seems to be okay. And yeah, slowly building up the road network through this. Could remove all the footpaths, but I don't do that. It's not really... Once it's placed down, usually I let construction offices in the area do the thing, but since that settlement is quite far, yeah. I guess I just gotta intervene and assign it a little bit. Halfway done with the digging, halfway done with September. Temperatures will start dropping soon. But the digging is the main part of the construction. Dropping down the wire and just covering it up goes really quick, at least in game terms. Only 3 people can't study. Interesting. Oh no, adults who can't study. 2 people want to go into university apparently. It's 580 children who can't study in university, which is about 20%. So our higher education would be at 88% instead of 68. Which would be a bit high. We'll start new housing constructions, upgrading them to better housing. We will not allow people to move into this because we will use this building as a starting off point, relocating the people from our old houses and redesigning this area with better housing. A 100 workdays left on the digging task. And then, yeah, it'll be done. Well, the wire. 30 days with a road crane should be an easy feat. We can also start building towards here, where we will store citizen goods, meat. We will need an unloading station for gravel, and then we can drop gravel in there and probably run a... well, we have a gravel storage here right now. That one will be removed. This storage will be removed. We'll have extra storages here for gravel, for construction materials. The construction materials could be on the same train station. We need 2 trains for citizen goods. We need 1 train for waste removal. And then 1 train would be spare. I don't know if this town produces anything that could be loaded here, but yeah, probably best to leave 1 line open in case we need to make a change. Construction materials would be their own train line into this area, coming out of here and going next to it. Gravel would be probably somewhere over here with an asphalt and concrete plant next to it, in walking distance for our citizens, maybe on the other side of the road. And then we could start building and upgrading this area. It took us a little bit, but Kulata will also be turned into a larger settlement. I think they've earned their share. Oil is now profitable again. They basically kept the fuel prices reasonable for us, so they've earned it. Just waiting for the wire to be dropped into the ground. A few people dropping some earth on top of it. And we're done. And then we have electricity again. A road crane, if you please. Well, a bus with workers, if you please. And then the road crane will follow. Anyone? Anyone? There we go. They checked it. They found it. Got our road crane, got our workers, and we got electricity again. That'll be more enough to finish the construction. Boom. So, we had food shortages because without electricity the efficiency of the grocery store was also limited. Didn't really pay attention to that. But hopefully they can forgive us and start working there again. We need to tell them to do that. Assign 1 more building to the grocer. And we'll leave some people assigned to the bus stop. But yeah. Food is now available again. Properly. Hooray. Hooray indeed. Hopefully their productivity didn't nosedive too badly, and they can recover and forgive us. We will reward them with proper, better housing. It'll fit into our existing footpaths, I think. We'll start with this area here, removing these 2, replacing it with a larger residential building, and then moving our way to all the other areas. Just gotta make sure that our heating systems can keep up with it. We do have to plan for a better heating plant in the area and make sure that they do not freeze at some point. But yeah, we should get a first housing up and start demolishing 2 of these. This house by itself can hold this one. About 5 of our other houses right now, so we can clean up quite a bit with it. We'll put 4 houses in there and condemn them and then basically demolish them. Still need electricity for our pump jacks to get rid of the traffic jam warnings, but that should happen fairly soon too. Town had priority. Okay, let them do their thing. Maybe... no, these footpaths were a pain in the butt to get placed down. Nope, I'm not gonna remove any. I'll have to build a short section with some manpower, it's fine. And then the topic here for the steel mill area is open. We will need another coal mine for it. I do not want to increase the capacity of our existing one. It's basically going to be the coal mine that supplies coal for our heating processes. Because if I hook up the steel mill to it, we could potentially overload it. Right now it doesn't have the throughput for it. Because I undersized it by 1 processing plant, and even with all 3 processing plants it wouldn't have been enough at the efficiency it was providing. There was coal next to the river here. In this area we have a rail line going to the Eastern Customs House. There was coal next to our harbor area. Sorry, right, we planned the steel mill area here next to this coal. I forgot. We also named all of that area for it over here. Yeah, never mind. And then the area in this location will become a settlement instead. Planning. Planning and writing down, yeah. Well, I mean, there's still something here at some point. For now it's going to be just a rail line passing through though. And coming around this side, going here and having a tunnel go that way. But to plan that we will need a settlement, or at least move our terraforming vehicles forward. Otherwise we'll have to cut through terrain that isn't very smooth. And that would be unfortunate. Yep, happiness dropped quite a bit. 34% without the electricity. So did life expectancy apparently, for some reason. Unrelated to anything regarding pollution. Pollution is all the way over there. Well, that house construction is going fairly quick. Maybe a proper demolition office could also help. But since we're only demolishing small scale stuff, I guess we'll be fine. How much heating capacity do we have spare before we have to really wait for the next heating plant? I mean, we should be able to have like 2,500 people here at the very least. Similar to Karasna, our starting settlement, which is still running on a small heating plant. Right, I need to go over there and plan out and construct a large heating plant. This is definitely smaller than that. It's like 400, 500 people max here. I mean, we can check. Oh, it's actually 800. I guess 800 people for 400, 500 workers. That's what I meant. These houses alone are 100. Yep, let's go over to Karasna. We are working on a properly sized large heating plant here too. And we need the rail construction office in this area to bring a vehicle here that can provide coal. I'm not scrolling across the map anymore. I'm getting my rail construction office that way now. I'm done with scrolling. There we go. Rail construction office assigned. Heating pipe done to the first heat pumping station. Now the question is, large heat exchanger or connect to the existing small ones? I think connecting to the existing small ones is probably okay. We can switch it over to a large heat exchanger if we want to expand this area, but I think Karasna is pretty much settled in its size. So that one will definitely have to happen next year, if we get the heating plant up in time. Can get a little bit of assistance with that. New house is ready. 4 houses will be condemned to be demolished. There will be a new house here and we'll relocate more people into that one. They're a little bit unhappy because of the lack of electricity, but hopefully they will enjoy their new housing. No one-way move in here. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, I hope you will like the change that we are going to inflict upon Kolata. It is our second oldest settlement, so I guess it kind of deserves it. Heating plant. Past the resource storage, I guess. So One line for coal, one line for gravel, both on the same unloading station. Gravel towards the storage here with the production facilities for concrete and asphalt, and then the coal going out the other way for a new heating plant in this area. They better like it. It is better housing, but some people might enjoy their old school terrible farmhouses way more. Bungalows, basically. But yeah, we'll give them some new housing. More workers here will be nice. This house is basically full, people can move in, that's fine. Next one will go into this area. Probably the same style. We might also have to upgrade the kindergarten. A larger size. We'll see. A few things might have to change. Hopefully we won't need our own water production. But since Kurasna didn't need it, I don't think the settlement's going to get as large as Kurasna. It is already running at 78% production for the heating. Okay. It's just not enough workers. I guess we should force some people to work in that facility too. Heating plant first, please. What does the heating capacity say? 50%. In total, 102 cubic meters. All houses but 2 are covered. So we should have fairly good capacity left. Should be accurate. 105, maybe 106. The heat water tank is 400 and something cubic meters, but you can't rely upon that. It's mostly for getting... Oh no, that one is still in an old heating plant that says 210 cubic meters. That was the old heating capacity. They improved that. If you are rebuilding it now, you get 450. But it can't provide 450 cubic meters of heating capacity. It just helps you get through the coldest days, so it can last a little bit longer and it doesn't drop as much. Like if some workers are missing or if the days are getting colder, it can outlast it potentially a bit better. But you can't really rely upon it. Ricky? That sounds Ricky. Yeah, very Ricky. But we're gonna try. We're gonna push it up to 200, but I will get a large size heating plant in for sure. But then again, this one is still doing fine. And it's using 184 cubic meters in total. Hello Tillman, welcome. I did get a reply for the slowdown here. Seems like the trees are too high density. Maybe we can thin them out manually a little bit. Oh. Yeah. Ow. I don't know if the bong sound is loud enough. I can hear it, but it might be too quiet on stream. Sounds a little bit muted. Other sounds are way louder. No. I also do racing and those sounds can get quite distracting. But I've been barely doing any racing these days. We got some rail line prepared. I need my rail construction office again, and I'm not going to scroll around. I need to finish these constructions, and the rest is in place. Yeah, maybe a proper demolition office could help. It doesn't have to be a large one. We'll build a small demolition office. That one has room for 6 vehicles. That sounds pretty good. Better than the 4, I guess. Could use 2 of our extra 3 waste trucks for that. Oh, I'm getting tired. But we'll have to push through it. Shame that doesn't... Oh, there we go. And that will work. We'll get that built. Big exchange in Koresna, maybe where the football field is, could be built before removing the old ones. Also nice to see Kolata getting some love. Yeah, I was just wondering if hooking up the small exchangers will be good enough, but I guess if we're dropping a large heating plant, we can also give it a large heat exchanger. And maybe I'll get some additional housing. That would just provide more workers for the metro to be brought into Hellas, I guess. Lots of workers on it. This is an end station, so ideally there would be none here, but yeah, there's still some. Plenty of space for some other sports fields around. They basically cost nothing. Yeah. They aren't expensive at all. That also means we can hook up the new heating plant while letting the other one run dry, and we won't run into capacity issues. Or... oh. We won't have to change over from one heating plant to the other. We just can let this one run out of coal and then shut it down while this one's already up and running. Looking forward to what they're planning with the update for the release version. Or maybe before the release version. I assume they're working towards the release version now. So wondering if the usability improvements will come with that, or if there's going to be another update before. I assume they're going to maybe send it out before, but I have no idea. Still need to worry about where to put the heating plant. I guess it's gonna be here. Rail line into unloading station for coal into, I guess maybe here, and a bus stop. Heating plant is still undecided. Should have at least 1.5 kilometers. Okay, it needs to be further. The town can develop all the way up to here. And if we built the heating plant here, that would be 0.5 kilometer. That is not good enough. So from this area, 1 kilometer would be about here. And for that we will need the road first, so we can move our terraforming equipment forward. Not possible yet. Chemicals are doing really well. %. 36 years old. And you're not getting replaced? Where? 100%. Excuse me? Okay. Trying to get repaired. Maybe we have so many personal cars now that they're clogging up the repair stations, which could be a thing. Seems to be fine. It can be up to 3 vehicles here. And we have the steel truck on the outside, so it should not take up a space in this location. I don't know. It's gonna be a huge issue, so many of them. It shouldn't be. We have a lot of repair capacity next to our hotel area. So they should just be able to drive here, go inside, and personal car repair goes pretty quickly. Should be able to see that here, and we have a lot of workers. They just need to decide to use that one, I guess. And maybe we have to lower the percentage, so they seek repairs earlier. And not with 96%. God, so many breakdowns. Yeah, 50%, that's a good number. This one should have already been replaced. I mean, it's at 96% and over 36 years old. Replacement threshold is 20 years and 70%, so I don't know what's going on. Also, why are you driving that? Oh, you're turning around, okay. Makes sense. I thought you would take this off-ramp, but apparently that wasn't an option. Well, we're getting repairs soon. Why did you not take the off-ramp here? Oh, well, I guess the repair station is not hooked up to that road. Makes sense, you have to go through that junction first. But yeah, the repairs should not take that long. It takes 2 people to work per car. There's a lot of vehicles heading in here right now. I wonder what it's gonna repair back down to. Not a lot, it would seem. I don't know, Stefan. That's not something that I want to discuss on stream. I don't know what he meant, but we'll see. Halfway through repairs, so yeah, it takes a few days, but in general those cars do not take up a lot of resources or manpower. And I think we have 12 parking garages in this anyway. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 1 occupied by steel deliveries and 11 are open for vehicles to arrive here and get repairs, so I don't know. It should be... Personal car repairs should not be a problem. But maybe it's so many that it's getting confused with the bus route. I don't know. If we start having excessive traffic jams, we'll have to take action. Guess we can fit 2 houses here. These houses have a heat water tank of less than 5 cubic meters, so we should not have a problem fitting some of those in this area. Maybe the balconies looking directly into the school is a little bit weird, I don't know. New houses. No one-way move in. We can relocate up to 8 buildings back into those. 2, 4, 6, 8. Clean up 1 block. Put more houses down. How much heat water tank do they have? 1.4 cubic meters. Okay. So yeah, actually we're probably becoming more efficient with the heat water tank too. I do wonder what the housing rework is going to do when they change the size and the amount of people living per house, etc. It's going to be a complete rebalance of the housing. Kinda excited and interested to see what they do. I do think a large kindergarten, medium-sized kindergarten, will be necessary. A small one will have to be replaced. School can stay, that one has a lot of capacity left. Don't need to worry about that. Large heat exchanger for Karasna. I think we already had one at some point. I don't remember anymore. Does have all the heating in range. Even the secret police, which is good. And then we just hook it up. If we expand this, should I decide to, it would be in this area. So we will use this connection. A pretty short one. I'll provide heating once it's hooked up, once we have coal being delivered here and workers going into the heating plant itself. At that point we can switch over. To have workers go here, we need a footpath to allow them to get to that place. And I think the best way to achieve that is probably a pedestrian crossing over the train tracks. On the other side of the conveyor, because on that side we probably don't have enough room, but here it should work. Doesn't look terrible. I can work with that. Shame about that, I guess, but at least they should have access now. Convenient. Good walking speed. Should provide heating once we need it. Right now, not really. But since the heating is going to be in this place, we'll have to have a more robust bus route. And we might have to think about taking workers from the metro platform. I think we'll hook this one up. Instead of forcing them to go to the bus stop, it might be better to just tell them to have a road connection here for the metro and picking up workers directly from it. So we don't have to pick up workers from Hellas anymore. We get a decent amount of workers here. And we are bringing them from the bus stop to the metro, so yeah. We'll do that. Switch over the bus route for the iron ore processing to Kurvasna Metro instead of Hellas Old Town. Oh god. Are you kidding me? You really are. Too many vehicles. Why are you not going into the repair station? Why did you ram into the back of that truck? It begins. Well, I'm not going to replace them, I'm just going to tell them to go to the scrapyard. Not through Hellas, we're going to drive them back to Tabovina and load them onto the train instead. Wait, what? Fully busted vehicles can't go into vehicle storage anymore? That's annoying. I thought I could use that, but apparently fully busted vehicles need to directly go here. Oh yeah, it begins. It says on road to repair station at 100% wear and tear. Yeah, too late, buddy. You should have gotten repairs earlier. I wonder if something was changed with that. We had way more vehicles in Kazakhstan, but it wasn't on the bus route. Maybe they don't like having that many vehicles on the bus route and they can only repair a certain amount. At least the train delivery spot is almost open. We can already bring a waste train here. Do we even filter out biological waste? Not in the train, I don't think. I think the train is just gonna be... It's a smaller settlement. One train should be able to handle that, but just mixed waste and hazardous waste. We need a new waste train for that. Oh my god. Well, we made a lot of profit with the tourism. But apparently using personal cars for it does not compute. It's a shame that you can't bring them into a vehicle storage to then load them onto a train and bring them to the scrapyard more efficiently. They have to actually drive there by themselves, which is really annoying. Can you leave that area, maybe? Right. You know what? That was expensive. It's gonna be a few traffic jams, but at least once the personal vehicles accelerate, they can get quite a bit of distance in. You're at 100%. Will you still drive in there? No, you won't. You broke that. Oh no, you still are. Okay, good. Never mind. Yeah, shame about not being able to assign them when they're at 100%. I need to assemble a waste train. I need another coal train. I need 2 coal trains, one for Krasna and one for Kolata. And a waste train. Hello Hailstorm, welcome. How's the stream going today? It's going well, thank you. Hope you're having a good day. After an hour of streaming I felt a sudden jolt of tiredness, but that one went again. Costing $500,000 to get rid of these personal vehicles, ridiculous. Well, maybe the rest can get repairs. %62% recently repaired. Maybe there's a certain limit to bus routes where the repairs don't start to happen anymore. If you get over a certain number of vehicles, maybe. What are the major objectives today? We've started our reworking of Kolata, getting them better housing, planning for better heating system, expanding Kolata. We're working on setting up the new heating in Krasna, removing the pollution in this area. We will change the route that picks up workers to the metro platform. Probably need a bus end station for all of this. We're continuing our construction towards the new harbor area, but that is a long-term project. We're occasionally going over there to define which roads to build right now, since we're setting up the infrastructure. But yeah, those are our goals pretty much. Fuel reworks, the new harbor area, settlement, which name I don't remember. It was a weird name to me. Recasibus? I don't know. We're basically here occasionally telling them to build some roads and infrastructure before we start building the housing at some point. So they're working on that. Probably slow during winter. I need to make sure that no one moves into that settlement. Should it get built accidentally, have some houses finish, no one is allowed to move in here. We're also setting up the electricity in the area. We're building towards the harbor area that will house the heating plant. Coal for the heating plant will be delivered by train, and the workers from our settlement will have to travel there by bus from the town itself. And then they come back and can drive back in. Probably needs an end station on the return trip. Where the gas station is, maybe? Or somewhere in the harbor. Could also have the end station. But yeah, since it's so far away, that construction project is a little bit slower. So that's okay. My Twitch chat is getting disconnected. I'm gonna open my own stream to see if I missed any messages. No, I didn't. Okay. Seems fine. Yep. I just noticed the reconnect message, so your test did go through successfully. It's just that I gotten the message about a reconnecting chat twice, and I was wondering if I maybe missed something. but it didn't seem like I did. Got our warehouse. I think it's 50% food. I don't. We need chemicals. We need fabric. 50, 55, 65, 75, 85, 90, 95. I'll leave the crops in here to see what else we can increase. Fabric is fine. Probably... I don't know. Food to 53, I guess. So we'll also need to assemble a train bringing the resources here and then switch out our routes to have the resources picked up from this area instead of the border. Still have to set up the train station for the aggregate unloading to provide gravel and coal to the area. I wonder if I should have one train moving coal and gravel. I like 2 trains, I guess. There's going to be a lot of train cars arriving in that small depot. We still have some other train cars here that we could use, but I did buy too many. We have that train that can probably work the citizen goods. Oh, we have a lot of train cars here. I guess that one could be, yeah, that one could be another coal gravel train at some point. Wait, that one was Segadoara. Did I accidentally? No, that can't be a train that got repairs right now. Segadoara. It had way too many train cars attached to be one that is actually running right now actively. We got our coal train here right now. Trains that are getting repairs are also showing up in your existing train depots, and if you accidentally make a modification, it could become a problem. Four train cars for food, and then meat. That's what we are going to go with. So you need to basically pick up train cars for meat. I don't think we find them at Barislav. They were only available at the old, the Eastern Customs House. Yep, no refrigerated wagons here. So you will have to go to Molna after the other train cars have been picked up. Or maybe the other one, Staralinia. a bit of a trip. Two refrigerated train cars will do the trick. Still. That seems normal. Okay, you're 100% unstuck. I'm just gonna sell you. You're fine. You're fine. Fine. Okay. The rest seems okay. As well as they can be, at least. Once we have the road connection to the metro, which we already have, we will change over the bus route, picking up workers from Krasna for our iron ore processing facility. Don't have the end station built yet, but we can hook that up later. Krasna workers going through the iron ore processing, which is also in Krasna. We'll remove the end station. We'll turn on line spacing for the time being. And hopefully the end station here will be built in time. And then we can change that over as well. We do have our unloading station for coal, so we could send the train here already, and that's what we will do. 2, 4, 5, 10, 14 train cars, meaning we need one more run to get the remaining 2 off of the customs house. Two, 4, 6, 8. New route. Pick up coal from our coal mine and bring it to the new heating plant area. Wait until loaded. Krasna coal for the heating plant. Not sure if the buses should get fuel here. I guess it's gonna be the best option. We could also use this end station, I guess, since they can drive through this way, go into the bus stop, and then drive away this way again. Let's try that. Maybe that one is enough. They are choosing that route already anyway. That was the bus stop, not the end station. And then they're going back that way too. That might mean that this end station is kind of obsolete if this route is shorter anyway. Yeah, it is. We'll remove it again. Demolition office assigns itself automatically, so no harm, no foul. So the heating should be replaced this year, first half this year. Once the heat exchanger is up, and we have our bus route sorted, and we open up the heating plant for workers, and we have coal delivered, then things should be fine. It's a few things, but all of them seem to be doable. That train went to refuel and now has to use the loop to go back in. That's why we have the loop. Oh yeah, we also need the conveyor engine. That one will take a little bit longer because the groundworks aren't done yet. %. We're also not getting repairs. Well, apparently we have a few too many personal cars on that route and it doesn't like that. Just a few. Okay, we're gonna thin out this route differently. I wonder if I should drop a save on this and report it, but it's such a stupid case that I put up on myself. Just to have vehicles run around and look nice. I guess we'll do it manually. Every vehicle sent to the scrapyard does not get a replacement vehicle. This one will need to be sold because it's stuck in the bus stop, I think. It's a bug. A bug is a bug. Yeah. But I can't... I don't know if my infrastructure is overloaded or if they just... I need to test it off stream. I need to create a vehicle route with like 100 cars next to a repair station and see if they use repairs. Or like 5 repair stations and see if they get repairs, or if at a certain limit of like vehicles in a route it stops. How many vehicles do we have on that route? 59 right now. This is so ridiculous, I love it. Yeah, I mean it is really effective. They're paying a lot of money to go here. From the customs house to the bus stop alone they're paying 45 bucks, which is like 4,500 before the conversion. We tested it with another streamer and they did not get that much money. So the train did not make it because it didn't refuel, but we can send it back home. Thankfully. Good deal. Yeah. We're earning so much money with tourism, it's ridiculous. If we hadn't had traffic jams, we would have had 800,000 again. So about 80 million. Oh, no. We don't get any tourists, they're gonna go straight to the scrapyard at 95%. You had repairs recently, you should have already been replaced. I guess the vehicle replacement should kick in. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna see if I can report that. It's not the repairs themselves, they seem like they are getting repairs, but the vehicle replacement doesn't seem to work. Oh, maybe I need to turn that one on. Maybe that's... But this one only has the different... This one has only our logging cars, it's not these. I don't know. We'll see. I'll test it off stream. Let's go over to Recursive Base and set up more road construction. There's no house that gets assigned here yet, only that one. Yeah, maybe I should just build everything. I mean, the houses themselves are not hooked up anyway. I do need the heating plant though. At least the road construction here is also done. So we can move our terraforming vehicles forward and prepare the area for heating. And electricity, also need that. But the electricity is already planned. So heating plant about here. Heat pumping station probably in this area. And then we have a kilometer from those heat pumping stations. The most I want to go is like, the settlement is for making sure the harbor basically functions. So they will have to crew a container loading, maybe a container unloading station. I would say heat exchangers here and here are probably the furthest we're gonna go in that settlement. And there might be another extension of the settlement over here, or a dedicated settlement. But the heating plant might be a bit too close, so maybe this one instead. So heat pumping station here, and then 1900 would be the limit. So that would serve us quite well. Question is the fire station. Fire station trip down the road would be acceptable. Return trip would be a little bit longer, but that's okay. So the fire station down the main road seems like it's doable if we are just building them off of here. And electricity will have to drop in a substation. Plan is to allow for 2, maybe 3 heat exchangers. Probably at most 2 for that settlement, and then another one going into the other area. I don't think I'll have like multiple heating plants providing heating to this area, so 1 heat pumping station is probably good enough. If it isn't, there can be another one over here. And then we have electricity. provide electricity. And then we set up the heating plant itself, at most a kilometer away from the heat pumping station. About here. I hope this doesn't interfere with the harbor too much. I want to be somewhat above the ground, so this will not be a gentle slope into the bay. There will be a proper sized harbor here, but I haven't planned a proper harbor yet. I did a lot with ships already, but not with harbor design. I have no idea how a harbor should look like, so that's gonna be something new that we will do later. Might have to be closer. I would like to stick next to the road, just so I don't have to worry too much about terraforming things getting in the way, because the road is pretty much set in stone, or asphalt if you will. Distance wise it seems okay. We do have a little bit left to go here. Yeah. That is the elevation, and that is our road. Let's see if it's enough. We're on the correct elevation level now. It is enough, barely, but it is. So that would be the heating connection. We'd have another substation here, a dedicated transformer for the area down here of our electricity connection. There would be a bus stop to unload workers to work in everything down here that we need. Heating plant, kinda important. Yeah, the rest of the design is all up in the air. The road connection is fixed. What the harbor is going to look like is open. I don't know about the road design fully yet, but I do know that to move people in we need heating. So in the beginning there will just be a dirt road and another asphalt road down here for the return trip. Incoming vehicles, left-hand turn to get out, and then right-hand turn into whatever junction we have planned for this area to get back on the other lane, the other side. Left-hand turn is not that great, but it is counterclockwise, so it's kind of like a roundabout. Yeah, I don't know what this is gonna look like, but I know that these roads should be here. Incoming road. These roads should basically be already built because they're going to be fixed in place, but the other connections are still open. So we are going to build that road too. And just get a connection in here, and we'll plan the rest out at another time. But we can get this set up. We'll have to figure out the place where the transformer is going to go and the substation. We'll need to set up some water and sewage. And then people could drive down there and work the heating plant from our new town. Still have to set up the resource deliveries by train. That also has to happen. I wonder if the train is going to snake through here past the road, leaving the harbor area on this side and then unloading coal and gravel. Do we even need gravel here? I don't think so. Just coal and then the citizen goods. But we'll run it with citizen goods. We'll run it with a temporary storage. I was gonna say. I haven't set up the temporary storage yet. That one was supposed to be next to the technical office until we have something up set up proper in the harbor area. So I don't have to rush the harbor area. We can take our time with it. We'll drop a small warehouse here. Small for a settlement, basically. That is relatively far away from things. Something like that. It'll need all the resources, food, alcohol, clothing, electronics, and meat, I guess. I don't know. Meat will be a little bit in short supply in this area until we have the harbor area set up. We could also set up a dedicated meat supply here. Yeah, let's also set up a meat supply. But yeah, these storages are going to be temporary. They will be replaced once the harbor is up. Wait. Yeah. I did think of having a permanent storage for this area. So we have the harbor as the first drop-off point, from the harbor to here and from here into the settlement. Maybe these are going to be permanent. I think they will be permanent. Factory connections don't really matter for this. There's going to be one truck bringing materials from the harbor up to here in the future. In the beginning it will be by road. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, this will be actually the connection for the settlement permanently. And then initially the deliveries will come by road, and then they'll start coming in by harbor, by train through the harbor area. Is that enough size? 200. This one is a little bit too large. We will have multiple storages for the settlement, I think. There will be one closer to the harbor that has like a side road entrance into the settlement. For the initial supply, we should be fine, I think. And that way. Planning? A little bit. A little bit. Mostly thinking about things and placing them as you go. So this was a lot of planning. But for this area I have to do it, otherwise it's not gonna look great. I don't even know if it will look great, but my hope is it will look decent. I also have to set up some construction offices to do maintenance in the area. But we have a few years before that one becomes relevant. And if we don't set them up, we can bring construction offices here manually to do maintenance work. So that should work. New demolition office in Kolata is set up. We'll move all of our vehicles in there. that we can fit and remove our free demolition office. I might even give them a vehicle to transport the excavator, but since it's only for Kolata itself, the excavator can also run around the roads, and I don't have an issue with that. Workers are picked up here. The rest is currently picked up from the customs house. I guess mixed waste and hazardous waste can already be dropped off in here. Let's assemble our first train that is supposed to bring food and meat here. Still don't have a meat production. Food route, go here, load food. Don't wait until loaded. Go here, load food and meat. And then go to Kolata and wait until unloaded. We'll have to do the same thing for maintenance resources and clothing, etc. Although clothing is stored inside the Hellas train station, so we have to go over there. Unload food and meat, and then wait until fully unloaded on food. That should bring this initial supplies over. We can store food, we can store meat. Now we need the train for the rest of the goods, which is gonna be a thing. We can probably reuse one of our existing train lines and copy settings over. Don't know if we need the steel train anymore. Money seems to be pretty good these days. Okay, we're not gonna change anything here. We'll grab... It might not let us copy. Can we copy these settings over? There's the train. I wonder who that one was. Chat doesn't tell me yet, but... Oh, we can copy it over. Alcohol, plastics, electronics and fabric, mechanical and electronic, and chemicals. Oh, it was Steffen. Who would have guessed? Unbelievable. We don't really have a use for chemicals yet, but if Kolata grows larger, then I guess we will have our dedicated water purification in that area too. "44 tons of alcohol is ridiculous." Clothing? No, chemicals. Clear. Alcohol? No, we have alcohol. We need clothing. But 44 tons is too much. Plastics, fabric, electronics. 15 tons of electronics. That is way too much. I mean, we have capacity to change things if we need to. I'll leave it as it is right now, and if we need more, then we'll have to adjust the train car. But it's nice that it copied the settings over. That is Good for us. I hope I modified the right train. Yes, I did. I also need to change the other train and add the signal to the route to not go through the wrong area. Go here. It's not of customs. Sorry. Go here. Load alcohol. Then go to the customs house, load everything, attempt to fill. And I'm just going to assume we have enough clothing, although I should probably not do that. No, we're going to assume we have enough clothing. Clothing is not going to be in short supply for us. And, well, it'll be in short supply a little bit when we are taking a lot of it out of this storage to fill up the one in Kolata. But not after that. After that we'll be fine. Return trip, that waypoint. Go here, load clothing. Go to Kolata, unload. And that's it. And we'll see if it brings all of the supplies here that we need. Or if we made a mistake. That's about 8 houses, exactly. No more traffic jam here, that's looking okay. We need Molna, we need 2 more waste cars. I think we have enough for our coal train. That's going to be the coal for not Krasna, because we already have that here. But for Kolata, which still needs to be set up. So that one is not assignable yet. Let's check on our bus route in this area. 280 seconds, 240 would be 4 buses, we have 6, so we have workers aplenty. If the buses are filled, that is. They are currently not filled. We'll adjust our metro. They are taking workers away from here. Krasna metro. Anyone gets out, finding work locally. And then we unload workers here as a transfer. And we don't load those workers when we leave. That will give us a lot of workers in this area. Maybe way too many. We need about 60. We can then set it to maybe load a few workers again, but I want to see how many workers we can actually drop here for our bus route. You need to head to Hellas Old Town. That's a lot of workers. We'll have to find a nice balance for that. Otherwise we'll run into a bit of unemployment. Which would be fine, but why if we don't have to? It's time to start not bringing any coal here anymore. Those vehicles can make one more trip, wait until unloaded, and then instead of the bus end station they can go into a depot. And once this one stops running and is out of coal, we can tear it down, including all of the heat exchangers, and rely upon our new large heat exchanger instead. We got food and meat, so those routes can already be swapped. Food and meat will be gotten from our train station now. There we go. And the other goods for repairing and maintenance and construction materials will all have to be swapped over to at some point. Waste train, once we have our train cars, can also be assembled. Our technical office will drop waste in here now. I thought I clicked that button. Hazardous. Oh, you can assign a train station directly. That's interesting, I didn't know that. Hazardous and mixed waste goes here. We're not going to recycle biological waste in this area. Water and sewage currently still from the customs house. Construction waste and any other things can go to the customs house, but they shouldn't happen here, so we're not going to assign them until we actually start handling them. Here's our waste wagons. 4 train cars. I think we have 6 in normally. 1, 2, yeah, let's do 6. I'm gonna pick up 2 more. Then we'll run that instead. Go to Molna again. Two more waste cars. Oh, there were already 2 in there. Okay, then we'll pick up 4. That is fine too. Pick up the other train cars, please. Yeah, we're not pumping fuel in here, but it should have fuel. Should I build a pump to force the fuel in there? I mean, I've seen vehicles refuel and the trucks are refueling, so the fuel is available, it's just in this tank. As long as no other vehicle has problems refueling in the area, I think we'll be fine. How's the metro looking? That's not too many workers here, but we are loading a lot of them onto the bus, and I guess we can drop them off back into the metro if... well, it doesn't really help. I think I might change the route. I might pick it up from the bus stop instead. I'm not sure. No, the bus... I can't switch them back and forth. One stop needs to be open. The metro distributes workers anywhere, locally. We might just pick up a few percent of workers in this area again. We'll see. A little bit of unemployment is okay. It basically makes sure that the heating doesn't run into any problems, and the iron ore processing is also fine. We could send the bus route over to the iron mine and then unload the rest, and we would have enough capacity for workers in that area for sure. So maybe we'll do that instead. And then on the return trip, we can still use the same end station. So it's a little bit of a longer trip over here. That might lengthen the route to the point where we might need more buses, but we'll see. Okay, some of the first houses are now finding a connection to be built. And I would like to prevent that, but I guess at some point we just have to bite the bullet and just draw a construction task over everything. Right now we're still going to focus on the roads for now. Once we have the bus platform, we have the heating plant, the connections, the electricity, some water and sewage maybe? Speaking of, water and sewage has to be handled by this technical office, and it has to drive it in from all the way of Sega Doara, which is kind of ridiculous. But I don't expect to have too many people in this area where water consumption could become critical, so we'll try. And even waste has to be brought over here. Quite a trip. Water purification could be provided back here, or somewhere near the settlement. We need the chemicals by train first though. We can build these power lines. They're fine. They're not necessary right now, but we can already put them in place, I guess. That is not the right type of road. Yeah, that settlement is gonna be the new pet project. Hellas Old Town 2.0, basically. Trying to build a whole town in that style, of that one road. Hopefully it will work. They are full on mixed waste. Metal scrap. I guess the iron ore makes a little bit of metal scrap. Mixed waste cannot be stored. You hate to hear it. Garbage transfer. What? Why are you unload? What? No, what the hell? Not that waste. Mixed waste goes in here, please. That was a thing, I guess. Who did that? It will be found and persecuted. Or prosecuted. One of the two. That should hopefully deal with the waste issues, if any of them happened in this area. Not yet. Waste generation in here is not that problematic. But hopefully we have enough capacity to haul away waste to keep this area running with one technical office. Maybe the iron ore processing doesn't generate as much construction waste, and maybe it does metal scrap instead. Still seems like some construction waste is coming out of there. Construction, metal scrap, more metal scrap than construction waste. But that is because our external storage for construction waste didn't run full, so no guarantee that that is the case. Lots of other waste. We'll see if they can keep running. Now that our technical office might be working correctly again. 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. Do not do anything in Hellas, please. Just focus on this area. That's a lot of waste. Maybe the coal mine, maybe the iron mine processing needs its own waste storage. Is the trip too far? I mean, we have an extra road here now. It shouldn't be that far. Might just need another technical office for that. Or have the waste storage be really close. That would be the more efficient way to go. Have a waste storage over here. Hook it up in the rail network, and the technical office just goes in here, transports it here. Would shorten the trip distance quite a bit. But I don't know if I want to go with that solution right now. It's still running full. Yeah, in the future I would probably build these train yards with the waste loading in mind as well. Alternatively, we could put the waste over here. We use the refueling entrance to get the trains connected through this. But this was already with with as small of a space in mind as possible. It's mainly mixed waste and construction waste. Construction waste we're not gonna set up differently. We have our own construction waste loading here. But the mixed waste, I think we have to set up to shorten the transportation route, not require as many vehicles. That would probably be for the best. Not sure we can get the connection through this. We'll have a new waste storage here for mixed waste with a dedicated train for it. Those trains aren't that long and yeah, it will improve traffic flow immensely. That should help quite a bit. Okay. That means we need more waste cars. I need to buy 4 more of them and bring them here. You can go pick them up. You will head towards Kolata and take care of the waste in that area now, which is slowly piling up, but the waste in that area will not be a problem. I hope you can load all of it. We'll see if you do. Definitely wait until loaded. Maybe I can... oh wait, maybe I can give 2 loading commands, first for hazardous and then for mixed waste. Like that. Load all of the hazardous waste and then wait until fully loaded for the mixed waste. And then drop it off here. Wait until unloaded. Kulata waste going to the incinerator by train. Since we only have 1 incinerator, I don't need to specify that it is in next to Luhasisk. There's not going to be another incinerator planned for that, I don't think. I assume this heating plant will run fine. I will remove the checkbox for it. This one still has to use up its coal, but it's halfway there. That's fine. People can move in here and in here. We need a larger kindergarten. We'll probably place that in here, in this area. Phasing out the smaller one. We'll only need one of them, I think. And if we need more, then it's going to be another medium-sized one instead. Yeah, we don't have any traffic jams anymore. I wonder if the route gets an issue with that if it has more than 64 vehicles. Maybe they have like any vehicle over 64 vehicles runs into problems. That would be kind of funny. Need our rail construction office again. Too lazy to search it. We're just gonna use this method. Yeah, we need to remove the waste more efficiently here. If we can shorten the travel distance for the mixed waste and the construction waste, they can... I guess I could also load the construction waste down here since we have a large train station. But I don't really have a storage for it, so I guess that won't work. But maybe the feature with telling the vehicles to unload directly into the train station would work. Guess we could try it. So whenever the train goes here, trying to get construction waste away, the vehicles will figure that out and start hauling it away. Yeah, let's try it. We do have extra train cars. Need another train though. If that works, then it would make the infrastructure for hauling like waste away a little bit more efficient for things like that are not mixed waste or hazardous waste. Because construction waste, iron, metal scrap, etc., you could just drop into the train when it's at the station, and for the time when it's moving around, you can just... they can just leave it inside the storages. Let's try and see if that will work. Construction waste will just be exported. Okay, that's a handful of a name. It's just Korazna construction waste export. And we'll tell the technical office that construction waste does not go up the hill anymore. Okay, that one doesn't work. Never mind, so that won't work. Then that idea is obsolete. It needs a connector, so either an unloading station for vehicles, probably. Or another storage, one of the two. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we can still demolish it. Still shorter than the trip uphill, although we do have a dedicated storage up here. And I don't think construction waste is the main issue. But I'm willing to give it a try. Would be nice to know. Is it time to just say whatever and build everything? I mean, the buildings will last a long time. Whatever, build everything. And use the Hellas construction offices for that too. We do have a fire station with a decent amount of firefighters here. I guess the technical office will bring a lot of water for individual buildings here until we can get the water substation built. And then until they get to those, I guess it's not too long. Let's increase the priority in both of these, so the water substation will get built and the technical office won't have to bring water to each building individually. Tempted to already plan another water substation, because then we can have a little bit of a shared supply, and when one of them runs empty, they can bring water while the other one still has water inside. They probably have more than one water substation here. Hooking them up with running water shouldn't be a problem. Haven't really planned for a monument yet either, I don't think. Except the one next to our residential area. I don't think I have one place next... Oh, I don't have one place next to the bus stop. Awesome. I think of everything. Super smart, the guy who planned that. Don't believe it. Thinks of everything. Okay, construction trains are in the area, building the rail lines to our waste storage. The mixed waste stored here will shorten travel distances for our technical office, so that we don't need more trucks. And it's only a little bit extra distance of travel for the train. Should be the right decision. And maybe if we build the train line so it's hooked up properly, it will also work. There we go. Now we need to wait for another construction train to get here and build this. Yeah. If the train doesn't continue moving forward to build it up. Still have 21-year-olds without their own flat, but our population numbers are dropping a little bit. Happiness is still at 76. Lots of mentions of crime though, but we aren't really... Oh, we did have police did not investigate. Well, the question is where? Where is the police not capable of investigating crime? Let's see. We're gonna use the building overview, grab all the police stations and go through them. That one's fine, that's fine, fine. That one is not built. It is Kolata, so the one where we basically had a power outage. The rest is fine. It was in Kolata, basically. So located and being dealt with. After they have new houses and electricity again, they're committing fewer crimes. Pretty convenient way to investigate things over the list of buildings, gotta say. Start liking to use that more and more. I got pretty convenient. We got our train cars for the waste train. Once that one has been built, we'll need to switch over our technical office. The mixed waste from the town could also be brought here, instead of up to the iron mine. But I guess it doesn't make that much difference. Except for that this area is maybe a little bit more dangerous in regards to creating pollution, so we'll probably do that and move the waste over here. So the waste storage in this area will only get waste from the iron mine, but not from the settlement. We did drop a bunch of waste here that needs to empty out first. Small heating plant stop production, but that's because of temperature, not because you're out of coal yet. I mean, we don't have to wait. It doesn't even generate any pollution. Let's just tear it down. Be gone. I'll free up a little bit of space. Gives us room for more housing if we want to. I don't have a police here. We'll also drop a small police station in this area. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean, sure. If they commit crimes here, might as well try and prevent them. Water and sewage will also need to be provided. Just realized that the... yeah, we have water and sewage, but... where to put a police station here? And we have range to everything. I thought we forgot water, but no. The guy who planned this thinks of everything. It's amazing. Need to drop some police cars in here once it gets built. I and then we might also be able to uncover our train tracks that just got covered by a bunch of dirt. There we go. Bring those vehicles to the scrapyard, please. I don't want to see that needs repairs icon all the time. And whenever I come back to Valenciava, that train yard is... I just like it. Bent train, waiting. Long trains only train challenge, I guess. We'll probably use electric trains for that, so we don't have to worry about a refueling station every 2.5 kilometers for 450 meter long trains. But they would take a lot of electricity to accelerate, so it could be quite strenuous on the network. I'm sure the children got out fine. That'll provide room for 4 more houses. And then we need to remove the other ones. This will give us a lot of space for more houses, a lot of capacity for extra workers. Did we get all of the resources? Chemicals, fabric, alcohol, clothing? Yeah, seems fine. Waste train. Getting loaded, fine. Let's switch over to the other vehicles. We don't have steel yet. But we have the repair components. That vehicle already is adjusted to load everything correctly, yeah. Repair materials. Shopping goods. Okay, that one needs to change. That one was made when I thought we needed more clothing than electronics, but that is actually incorrect. I'm going to put 50% of each in here, and electronics should run out first. construction offices can pick up mechanical and electronic components from here. Still need to set up the construction materials for open haul trucks. We still need to set up gravel deliveries to the area. But they are not that urgent, like, we're not building that much here. Will be nice to have them at some point. If Colata grows even more. If we run a oil power plant. That doesn't require that many workers, but who knows, maybe we could make an oil refinery here and produce our own fuel. Not for export. I mean, who would export oil or fuel if we can make so much money with lumber? Yep. Who doesn't love lumber? We all do. Well, most of us love lumber. I wonder if I forgot anything. We're gonna build 2 houses, maybe 3. And the rest should be infrastructure buildings, and then we'll try and get this up and running. Once the warehouses are up, the storage buildings, and we have resources here. I don't know if we need these. We probably do. We'll collect all of the waste locally, and then have a dedicated transportation route picking it up and moving it away until we have a rail setup, like we are setting up in Colata right now. All the new houses are basically replacing also our building assignments, but we should have extra citizens here. We had 800 last time we checked, now we already have 990. So the amount of people here is going up. Road cranes heading here, very nice. And then we can send out the waste train and see if everything works with the new setup. We're still struggling. And construction waste we're going to test too. If that works, then we'll also leave it. After we upgrade the roads to gravel or asphalt. And another train going to the incinerator. See if it works. If it does provide enough throughput. Hazard waste still goes where it wants to, but mixed waste goes here now. Hazard waste goes into the town, basically. This area should not make that much hazardous waste. One more conveyor, and then we will know if the construction waste will behave correctly too. Yeah, lots of workers here. When you come back and you still have workers inside, also unload them, please. To reduce unemployment if possible. And here we go. Mixed waste into the new storage. Please build that conveyor if possible. This area is making a lot of waste. Might have to relocate the technical office over here. The return trip to the building is slowing things down too. Or they might just spend more time on moving construction waste now. We'll have to see. But if I build it in this area, then I could shorten the and pick up distance to 1 kilometer and not deal with the settlement anymore. Seems like it's slightly improving. Let me know when that conveyor finishes up and we can test the construction waste too. And then this area should be going quite quickly. Alcohol. We do have a pub in this area, I would assume. Also needs to be changed over. But I think that should be the last of it. I believe. seems to be going well now. They can haul all of the waste away, and with the improvement and maybe dropping off the construction waste here too, things should be going quite quickly. And they're heading towards the conveyor right now, so we'll be able to test that fairly soon. There they are. Alright. Construction waste. Here, please. Okay, then... Does it work? Maybe it requires a storage. It requires a storage, so we can't use that. So that won't work without. What a shame. Kinda expected it a little bit. But yeah, we do have a construction waste storage already. It's just a little bit of a road trip. Just being able to drop the mixed waste here is such a help. Since the iron ore processing also makes metal scrap, I wonder if you could run without a steel mill and just use the metal scrap from iron ore processing, exporting iron and trying to get the steel made from metal scraps instead. And then the construction waste from coal and iron mine could be used to make gravel. Then you use the burnable material and the other waste in a heating incinerator to run a settlement. Trying to run everything on recyclable materials. I don't know if that would work. If there's enough scrap, then it sounds like it'd be more efficient. Especially since you can turn metal scrap into steel without coal. Yeah, less coal use. It doesn't generate a lot, it looks like. 10%. But it would be a side product to your mining. And the building is way cheaper to build. It doesn't need as much infrastructure to run. Metal scrap into half the amount in steel, some pollution, that's it. We don't have any spare research, otherwise I would have gotten that and tried to build that here. Don't think I have spare research, no. We can get it with one research point. If we get our new settlement, then I guess I could try it. I would have to recycle the metal scrap and deliver it directly into the recycling facility. Could basically be built close to Krasna, and we could try and run it locally. The iron mines and the iron processing might be the only areas that generate metal scrap. I don't know if the mines also make that. I never really checked. Just go and take a look real quick. Seems like the iron mine does not make metal scraps. Just the processing. Yeah, we can try that. Steel production before the steel mill. Need water, sewage, and electricity for the heating plant. Power transformer for the area. Probably a fire station too, just to be safe. I want the road to the fire station to be asphalt directly, because once it's up in this area, it needs to keep providing fire safety at all times. Five megawatts should be enough. No. There's also supposed to be a steel mill in this area, but then again the steel mill can hook up to a high voltage line if we wanted to. I'll go for 7 megawatts, it's an industrial area, it probably needs the capacity, or at least the ability to have extra capacity. There we go. Still mad about the change to normal signals to make them sometimes behave like chains. I haven't noticed that yet, but it would explain a few things. Higher priority here, please. $18 and already 83% wear. Wow. So not in range of replacement yet. But also hasn't said that it's going to get repairs yet. Heading towards Luhasa's incinerator. Which has a repair station. But they're not getting repairs because no resources. And because a train got repairs again, it seems like. No, the vehicle got removed. Okay. Come on. That one was misspelled. We do need the repair station components. These ones. Right, please bring repair materials there. That explains why the water truck's basically on the verge of collapsing. Apparently something happened with the truck bringing repair components over there. A bit of a traffic jam at the incinerator, no problem. Wait until unloaded is set for you. And you. Good. But the incinerator should have enough throughput. The trains bumbling around should probably be slow enough that it can unload. Seems like the throughput of the incinerator is slowly getting towards that town again. We could restrict throughput a little bit by lowering the amount of workers here, so it doesn't generate as much pollution at the same time. At some point it might affect us by not providing enough incineration capacity, but I think we can lower it down to 10 to 20 workers. Which should lower the pollution output, the maximum pollution output, but we should still have enough capacity to incinerate everything. And if we don't, we will get a traffic jam warning by trains waiting here, unable to unload quickly enough. And then we can make an adjustment. If that happens, I don't think 5 workers will make the difference anymore anyway. And we probably need to send some waste for export again, or set up a second incinerator. Now the iron processing is running at a pretty good clip. Pretty good capacity. Glad we could still fit the waste storage here. That helps a lot. Pollution is okay. The area up here is making a lot of pollution, as we learned. They don't make pollution until they get like a lot of materials stored inside, and then they make a lot. But we are emptying them out, and well, the prisoners are affected, but not our residents anymore. Our residential area. Is Metro working? Metro is working. We might not be able to unload all of the workers at the mine, since we are bringing a decent amount of workers here by cableway cars. And also we still have the bus route from Hellas, but hopefully most of the workers can find employment somewhere. Oh, we have one house left. Okay, some people already left when they got relocated, so... No one may move in here anymore, they might just leave by themselves. We'll see. And also the people are walking onto the demolition site and tearing those houses apart quite quickly. I guess they did not really like living there, it seems. I somehow completely missed the finishing of the metro. That one has been running for quite a bit, yeah. That one's running. 4 stops, University into Hellas North, into Hellas Old Town, all the way up to Kurasna. A few metros. They're quite power efficient also, it's pretty nice. They don't consume a lot of electricity on acceleration. Only 250 to 300 kilowatts. Works pretty well. Maybe a little bit too well. Wondering if I should try and use a metro, above ground metro again, to connect like settlements together instead of a train, because they have lots of capacity. And the low electric consumption makes them quite attractive. They are limited on speed though. Tuseni is fine. Seems everything is in order here. Pollution might be a bit high, but the majority of the settlement is unaffected. Just the workers of the heating plant and yeah, the brick factory are endangered a little bit. Well, Kolata has been reworked. Kolata now has better housing. And soon we'll probably get an industry other than oil. But it will probably be It will probably be oil-based. And then we have to start with ships too. Get a repair station in place that will handle our settlement and the ships at the same time. Probably maybe 2 repair stations, I don't know yet. But yeah, we have to think about something in this area. Vehicle maintenance is kind of important. Right now we don't have any vehicles other than the technical office, but they will require repairs fairly soon. Hopefully they can build our shopping goods soon, because once we have those and water, then we can think about moving people in. Electricity and heating, of course, as well. I'll provide 2 water storages, even though it's a little bit overkill once we have running water. It'll allow this area to exist before we have running water. Colata is just unhappy because of being relocated from an old house into a new flat, prefab panel apartment. But yeah, I think I have to take a break for today, so I will raid you over to, I assume Project 7 is probably streaming, yeah. We'll be raiding Project 7. We'll continue our run next time. We still have a ways to go with our new settlement, but we're getting closer. Until then, I wish you all a good start to your week. Have a good Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Monday night, wherever you are. Take care. All the best, stay healthy, and as always, maybe I'll see you next time.